If you are a parent who is trying your best to be the best parent that you can for your children, on this podcast episode, I'm going to share with you the 3 steps that I see as a parenting coach for many years, as a mom myself, that I've seen has helped so many parents be the best parents they can be for their kids. After this episode, you are going to have a 3-step clear roadmap of what to do or what to focus on to have a thriving relationship with your kids. If you look at your child and you think about, I want them to trust me, I want them to grow up feeling close to me, these 3 steps are going to help you achieve just that. Hello, my name is Marcela Collier. I'm a certified parenting coach and host of this wonderful Parenting with Understanding podcast. Welcome to a new episode. I am on the mission in HIC parenting with my team of coaches on helping as many parents as we can break away from reactivity, become secure parents, and parent their children with peace. And that's the mission with this podcast as well, to give you the inspiration, the tools, the steps for you to be that secure parent for your children. Okay, so let's talk about the 3 steps to be the best parent that you can be for your children. But before we go there, if you've been listening to us for a while and you have not subscribed to our podcast, would you do so? Just click the subscribe button and subscribe to our Parenting with Understanding podcast. And every week, you will have a new podcast in your feed that is going to help you raise secure children. Okay, so let's talk about these 3 steps. I'm going to drink a little bit of water and then we'll talk about those. Step number 1. I've seen so many times parents blaming themselves for their children's behaviors. The first step for you to be the best parent for your children is to see behaviors for what they really are. Behaviors are not an indication of your performance as a parent, is not the confirmation of your worth as a parent. Behavior is communication. They're communicating either a missing need, a missing skill, a feeling, or a thought. So they are communicating through behaviors what's happening in the inside of them. And many times they communicate through behaviors more than they communicate with their words, especially if they don't have many words, like if you have toddlers or non speakers, nonverbal autistic or ADHD kids or neuro special needs kids. Or many times they do have a lot of words, but they don't have a lot of insight, so they don't know how to communicate what they really feel accurately, and they do it through behaviors. Through the behaviors that you see every day: bedtime stalling, bedtime tantrums, morning stalling, morning tantrums, fighting the sister, not turning in homework, lying to you about things, not keeping the room organized, not being on top of their responsibilities and chores, not picking up their toys. All those behaviors are the communication of a need. We start raising up as parents. We start showing up as secure parents when we detach our worth as parents from their behaviors. And when we detach our perception about our kids from their behaviors, the perception that we may have about them. Oh, if they're lying, they're liars. Or if they're not listening, they're defiant. Or if they're hitting sisters, they're aggressive. All these labels prevents us from showing up as secure parents. When was the last time that you attached a judgment about yourself as a parent when you saw your child in a negative behavior? Did that help? Did that help you show up as a secure parent? When you attached a label or a judgment, knowingly or unknowingly, did that help? This is not to condemn you. This is not to judge you either. All these are reflection questions. I ask myself these questions on the daily basis. I feel kind of angry with my child. What is this anger really telling me? Is it telling me that I'm judging my child and that's why this anger is coming to my body? Is it that I'm judging myself and I'm thinking I'm not a good enough mother and that's why that anger is coming to my body? What is this anger telling me about the way I'm thinking about myself and about my child? When you see your feelings in your body, don't dismiss them. Listen to them. They have very important messages to tell you. They usually reveal things that you are not even aware of, such as, example, the judgment that you may have about yourself or about your kids. They reveal needs as well. Anger is a protective feeling. It may be revealing a chronic unmet need that you are having at that moment. It's not that your child is too much, it's that parenting feels too much because you don't have enough support from your co-parent. Oh, wow. That was a huge information that anger told you when you decided to listen to it. It's not, now you know it's not your child, it's your need for support, and the anger is really more towards your co-parent. When you listen to your feelings and to your child's feelings, you discover wonderful things. When you see your children in their distress, and then you see a child struggling to cope with separation anxiety when daddy left home, or because daddy is in a work trip, or because you're about to leave home, you don't see a child trying to drag you and make life harder for you. You see a struggling child. So that's the first step. But many of us get stuck on the observable behavior. Your observable behavior and your child's observable behavior. If I yell, that means I'm a bad mom. Not true. If because my child is yelling all over the place and throwing things, that means I'm doing something wrong. Not true. There is something that they're dealing with that they're unable to cope with at that moment. Same thing for you if you lose your temper. Being a secure parent for our children is not being a calm parent. I need to cough. I just drank water to not cough. That's what being a secure parent for our children is. It's not being a calm parent. It's being a parent who knows how to process and manage their emotions, whatever that is, in safety. It's a parent who acknowledges, yes, this bedtime stalling is hard on me. And I feel frustrated and I feel angry. And I feel that it's a lot. But that doesn't mean that I'm a bad parent. Or my child is a bad child. We're just struggling to figure out how to make bedtime peaceful at the moment. And if you need a more of a clear roadmap in how to break away from that reactivity, I have an invitation for you. There is a free class that you can access right now, and it's on my website, hicparenting.com, hicparenting.com. And on that free class, I will give you the Parenting with Understanding roadmap for you to break free from that reactivity so you can apply these steps that I'm giving you today to be the best parent that you can be for your child. But that's the first step. If reactivity is in the way, we need to take care of that first. And it's not because you are a bad parent that you're dealing with reactivity. There is something there deeper inside of you. You're going to discover in the class what that might be. And it will give you a lot of insight on how to move away from it. So on my website, hicparenting.com, hicparenting.com, or you can DM me the word peace 25. Yes, peace and number 25 at High Impact Club on Instagram, or HIC Parenting on Instagram, the word peace 25, and I will send you the link to this free class. So the second step to be the best parents that we can be for our kids is combating the negative bias. What is this? What is this? When we see our children's behavioral struggles, we tend to hyper focus on that behavioral struggle. And we may see them through that lens, meaning that, let me give you an example. Have you been on the market for a car, and then you have in mind a certain car, and all of a sudden you go to the street and you see that car all the time? And it wasn't like that before, but when you're thinking about that car, you see that car all the time on the street. For example, I have twins, and now I notice a lot more twins that I was able to notice before I had twins. The same thing happens with negative behavior. When we see our children have a specific negative behavior, maybe the line, maybe the hitting sister, maybe, I don't know, the yelling, the tantrums, we tend to hyper focus and only notice them when they are in that behavior. And our brains overpass all the times that they were doing good, all the times that they were listening, all the times that they were calm, all the times that they're cooperative, all the times that they were actually doing good things, managing their emotions. As a parenting coach, when I hear a parent tell me, my child never listens in their never or always extreme mentalities, my child always gives me such a hard time, my child never listens, I know it is not that they never listen, it's that their brain is in negative bias. It's just focused on seeing that behavior and overpassing all the other things that the child is doing good. So what happens when we focus on our negative bias of behavior? That's the interaction that our children receive from us, and their negative behavior tend to increase. It's kind of like when you have a magnifying lens and then you put it on a paper, like that thing, that magnifying lens creates fire because it places all the sun's light, it hyper focuses all the sun's energy and light to one focal point, and that's what creates fire if you place a paper underneath. That's what negative bias does. When we're like hyper focused on correcting the behavior we don't want to see, we overlook the behaviors that we actually want to see, and our children do more of that behavior we don't want to see. So the invitation here is to notice when they are listening. I have a little neighbor, the twins age, my twins are 9. He has very poor manners. Poor guy. He has very poor manners. It's not his fault. I'm telling you that. Children's poor manners are not the children's fault. But he does have poor manners. Very seldom times he enters my house and says hi to me. Very seldom times he says thank you. Very seldom times he says please. But when he does it, he gets so much recognition from me. And I notice that he's doing it more. He's doing more the highs. He's doing more the please, the thank yous, even though it's still like, compared to my twins, he's still falling behind, but it's okay. So notice when your children are doing the behavior you want to see and acknowledge it. I just have a question for you. If we were to place an acknowledgement versus correction ratio, where do you fall at? Do you correct more or do you acknowledge positive behavior more? If it is off balance, it makes sense to me why the behaviors, the magnifying glass is creating more fire. If it is unbalanced, good for you. So, number three, the three steps to be the best parents we can be for our children. So, we said number one is when we focus, when we see our children on our behavior as a communication of a need. Number two, when we don't fall into the negative bias and we recognize good deeds. And then number three, have you ever heard quality over quantity? When it comes to parenting, both matter. Quality of interactions and quantity of time of interactions matter. Both matter. Obviously, very poor interactions, many very poor interactions are not as good as few quality interactions, if that makes sense. But both matter as well because children develop in a healthy way with emotional and physical presence from their caregivers. So if they get emotional and physical presence in a very short amount of time, then it's not enough for them to feel securely attached to their caregivers. So just imagine a parent who works all day, comes home, and then at the very, very end, they're like, okay, let me get the 5 minutes book reading time to check the box of quality time. That little 5 minutes might not be the enough time that the child needs to feel securely attached to that parent. And I know it's tough. I know it's so tough because we live in a busy world and parents have a lot of responsibilities. And this is a generation that is raising children in loneliness. And I'm one of those parents who is raising her kids in a lot of loneliness because my family is in Colombia. My husband doesn't have family except his sister who lives far. And then it's just my husband and I. He works full time. He comes home by the end of the day. So since the twins were born, it was just me all day with them. And it gets to be a lot. So I'm sensitive to that. I'm sensitive to the parents who come and tell me, but I have to work full time. I'm a single parent and I have to work full time. I understand that. I understand that. And and your experience is not invalid. It's completely valid and it is as valid as well our children's experience. So this is why I notice with single parents that we work with in HIC parenting. They come to HIC parenting because they're spending the 4 last hours of the day, which is the most hours they have with their kids, in power struggles and yelling and and just feeling frustrated and feeling like they cannot get anything done because everything is a struggle with the kids. And we help them gain time back to them. Because once they broke away from that reactivity with us in coaching, they started seeing that there was more time to connect, even if it was not the whole day. They found that the time that they had with their kids was quality time and that it was more time as well because they were not spending most of the times fighting one another. So that's one way of getting time back to you. If you are a reactive parent, once you break away free from that reactivity, more time is going to open up to use it to connect with your kids and to build great memories and to have a fun time with them. If you've been trying it for a while and you have not been able to break away from reactivity on your own, I recommend you to access parenting coaching. We have served 14,151 clients, and none of them have told me, hey, this was a waste of time. If anything, they told me, coaching gave me back time. Coaching opened up lines of communication between me and my kids. Coaching made me enjoy single parenting more because I'm not reactive all the time, so I'm not exhausted all the time, and I have more time and energy. I feel I have more energy and time to spend with my kids. So number three, I think I already went through the three of them. Yes. Number one, understanding that our behaviors communicate needs and not judgments about ourselves or our kids. Number two, when we combat the negative bias and focus on the positive, we can create more of those experiences. That's number two. And number three is quantity and quality of time with our kids. Both things matter. If you apply these three things, you are going to be the best parent that you can be for your kids. I believe so because I've seen it in my own parenting with my twins and in the lives of my clients at HIC parenting. I want to end with this. When a flower doesn't bloom, you fix the environment in which it grows, not the flower. Your flower, your child doesn't need to be fixed. Maybe it's the environment. Maybe it's the environment that needs to change from chaos to peace. If this podcast episode gave you a lot to think of, would you share it with a friend? Just share it right now with a friend and let them know that it could help them gain inspiration to be the best parents they can be for their kids. I'll see you next time. Bye.